One thing about you is that you crave external validation. And one thing about me is that I also crave external validation. But here is the difference between us. I get it for being myself, and you hopefully get it, at least occasionally, for being a version of yourself that maybe approximates your authentic self, but isn't quite. So then, oddly enough, you are consistently and constantly dissatisfied and craving this sense of being seen, because even though you are technically like visible and viewed by others, and like I said before, even at times complimented and have things about you pointed out that are positive, none of them actually really sink in because they're not seeing the real you. So that need for validation only increases. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfy. And if you're watching this and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even feel like I ever even am viewed. I don't feel like I ever have people tell me good things about me. Okay, well then you need to hear this right now. You are interesting. You are enough. And you matter. I'm taking a moment to say this because I need you to hear me say it. And you might not believe me when I say it, but if you follow me for a little bit, I promise you, it'll become a lot easier to believe. External validation is fine to crave and to want, so long as it is not the sole form of validation that you receive and that you're willing to give yourself. Well, what other kind of validation can you give yourself? Self-validation. This acknowledgement that whatever you've done, whatever you've said is good, is fine, is enough, right? That takes self-trust, though, this belief in yourself. And a belief in yourself requires knowing yourself, which really starts to open a can of worms, because I acknowledge that for me, it's taken me years, and it's an ever-going journey, right? Like, I will continue to know myself because I will continue to change, so I have to continue to reinvest in excavating and discovering. But you may not have even begun this process yet of truly fucking looking inward and doing some of the internal healing required to first even see what's there, right? It's like, first we gotta find the fucking treasure chest in the dusty old attic. And then once we do, we need to grab and find the keys to open it to then start doing the work. This is not just like, yep, cool, let me just like go inward and dig through some trauma. No, most of us have probably suppressed so much and have put so many layers on top of who we really are, through which we then present this curated version of ourselves to the world, that we don't even have access to the shit. We first have to be willing to say, okay, there's work to even get to the